There is a special place where adults with developmental disabilities can go to find a safe haven, a place of wonderful opportunities and joy. Project ID has social opportunities, meal programs, fun recreation, career development, church services, and the largest Special Olympic team in the state. Project ID is a real community treasure. Please be a volunteer, sponsor a member, or donate what you can to Project ID, Identity Beyond Disability.
Hi, everybody. Happy Christmas Eve. Oh, let me try and get a little more in the middle here. Well, it's not working. Are you all ready for Christmas? Hopefully, most of you that are watching that are members of Special Olympics or the Den got your Christmas stocking from Santa. He was out and about a little early this time because he has so much to do tonight and tomorrow. So anyway, happy Christmas. We are going to do our last story. We might have one more before New Year's. But anyway, yeah, because that'll be New Year's Eve. And we'll start the new year together if Bob and I both are able. So anyway, I have a story that I just love today. It's called You Are Special, I think is the name of it. I already passed that part in the book, but it is one that I've seen done even as a play on Christmas. So while it's not talking about Christmas, it has a message, a Christmas message, and I hope you are going to love it. I just decided, I was deciding before I came on that I must have a really crooked head. I keep trying to straighten my cap, and even if it's a different cap, it still looks the same. Oh, well, hopefully you love me anyway. Here we go. The Weemics were small wooden people. Each of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat on a hill overlooking their village. Each Weemic was different. Some had big noses. Others had large eyes. Some were tall, some were short, some wore hats, others wore coats, but all were made by the same carver and all lived in the same village. And all day, every day, the Weemics did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Wimic had a box of gold star stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. Up and down the street, all the city people could be seen sticking stars or dots on one another. So there's the Weemic village, and you can see that they're busy passing out stickers. Kind of a weird activity. The pretty ones, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint chipped, the Weemics gave dots, the gray ones. The talented Weemics got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still others knew really big words or could sing very pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Weemics had stars all over them. Every time they got stars, it made them feel so good that they did something else to get another star. Others, though, could do little, and they got dots. Punchinello was one of these. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell, and when he fell, the others would gather around and give him dots. So here's Punchinello. He isn't very pretty, is he? And you can see he has gray dots even on his face. Poor thing. Sometimes when he fell, it would scar his wood, so people would give him even more dots. He would try to explain why he fell and say something silly, and the Weemics would just give him more dots. After a while, he had so many dots that he didn't even want to go outside. He was afraid he would do something dumb, such as forget his hat or step in the water, and then people would give him another dot. In fact, he had so many dots that some people would come up and give him one just without any reason. He deserves lots of dots, the wooden people would agree with one another. He's not a good wooden person. Oh, look. He's kicking a can as he walks away alone. After a while, Punchinella believed them. I'm not a good Weemick, he would say. The few times he went outside, he hung around the other Weemicks who had lots of dots, and he felt a little better with them. Look at Weemick. He's looking up at the moon with all his dots. One day, he met a Weemick who was unlike any he'd ever met. She had no dots, but no stars. She was just wooden. Her name was Lucia. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers. It's just that stickers wouldn't stick. Some admired Lucia for having no dots, so they would run up and give her a star, but it would just fall off. Some would look down on her for having no stars, so they would give her a dot, but it wouldn't stay on either. That's the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want anyone's marks. There's Lucia. Look at her. No dots. So he asked the stickerless Weemick how she did it. It's easy, Lucia replied. Every day I go see Eli. Eli? Yes, Eli the woodcarver. I sit in the workshop with him. Why? Well, Lucia said, why don't you find out for yourself? Go up to the hill. He's there. Oh, he's sending Punchinella on a mission. And with that, the Weemick with no marks turned and skipped away. But he won't want to see me, Punchinella cried out. But Lucia didn't hear. So Punchinella went home. He sat near a window and watched the wooden people as they scurried around, giving each other stars and dots. It's not right, he muttered to himself, and he resolved to go see Eli. He walked up the narrow path to the top of the hill and stepped into the big shop. His wooden eyes widened at the sight of the size of everything. The stool was as tall as he was. He had to stretch on his tiptoes to see the top of the workbench. A hammer was as long as his arm. Punchinella swallowed hard. I'm not staying here. And he turned to leave. Then he heard his name. Punchinello? The voice was deep and strong. Punchinello stopped. Punchinello, how good to see you. Come and let me have a look at you. Punchinella slowly turned and looked at the large, bearded craftsman. You know my name? The little Weemick asked. Oh, look, there's Eli's hand on little tiny Punchinella. Of course I do. I made you. Eli stooped down and picked him up and set him on his bench. The maker spoke thoughtfully as he inspected the gray circles. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli, Punchinella said. I really tried hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what other Weemicks think. You don't? No, and you shouldn't either. Who are they to give stars or dots? They're Weemicks just like you. What they think doesn't matter, Punchinella. All that matters is what I think. And I think you are pretty special. So there's Eli. Whoops, let's go back just a little. There's Eli on his big workbench and Punchinella standing there talking with him. Punchinella laughed. Me special? Why, I can't walk fast. I can't jump. My paint is peeling. Why do I matter to you? Eli looked at Punchinella, put his hands on those small wooden shoulders, and spoke very slowly. Because you're mine. That's why you matter to me. Punchinella had never had anyone look at him like this, much less his maker. He didn't know what to say. Every day I've been hoping you'd come, Eli explained. I came because I met someone who has no marks. I know. She told me about you. Why don't the stickers stay on her? Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them. What? The stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about the stickers. I'm not sure I understand. You will, but it will take time. You've got a lot of marks. For now, just come see me every day, and let me remind you how much I care about you. Eli lifted Punchinello off the bench and set him on the ground. Remember, Eli said as the wee meek walked out the door, you are special because I made you and I don't make mistakes. Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart he thought, I think he really means it. And then when he said that, a dot fell to the ground. Okay, there's Punchinello, and look, a dot fell right off him. How cool. So, while that's the end of the story, I want to read you a little more about what the person that wrote the book said. The story is an accurate parody. That means it's a lot like the society we live in. People here are really quick to judge and condemn when pursuits of status, fame, beauty, and wealth make us think of them all the time. So you guys think of someone that you really admire. Is it maybe someone's famous? Is it, let's see. Is it one of the new music stars? Is it a sports person? And you think they are really cool and kind of closer to perfect than you are. Probably a lot more closer perfect than you think you are. Some days we all feel like Punchinello. Sometimes we think that whatever people think of us is who we are. And we don't want to hang around with people because we don't think we're good enough. You know, sometimes I don't feel as good, nor does the author, as a wife, a mom, a daughter, a den member, a den volunteer. If I was a wee meek, I would probably be a lot like Punchinello with dots all over me because I wouldn't think I had enough brains or talents. But God, just like the story of Punchinello, reminds me that I am special. I'm loved, just no qualifications needed. So God doesn't care what we're like. He made us. And if we're trying to live like him, that's the best he asks. We don't have to be talented, well, smart, and beautiful because we can get stars from God. He loves us unconditionally, and his grace is given to us all the time. The more time we spend with our Eli, which is God, the more assured we will be that we are special. Remember that sometimes we put our standards too high on ourselves, and sometimes we put them too high in others. So this story is something on this Christmas as we think about the special birth of our Savior, Jesus, as a baby who was perfect. He was perfect, much more perfect than all the remakes that got stars. But he was here because he loved us, and he was so pleased that he had created us, and he loves us so very, very much. So this Christmas, sorry it's a short story time, but I just wanted to share this story because it makes me remember that I'm special to God and that he gave his gift of Jesus because I'm special, and he wants us to accept that gift and to live forever with him in heaven. So Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. I hope your day is fun and happy and full of excitement, but don't forget that the true present isn't under the tree. The true present was the birth of Jesus, and that's what we're celebrating. Merry Christmas. See you almost next year. Bye, everybody.
There is a special place where adults with developmental disabilities can go to find a safe haven, a place of wonderful opportunities and joy. Project ID has social opportunities, meal programs, fun recreation, career development, church services, and the largest Special Olympic team in the state. Project ID is a real community treasure. Please be a volunteer, sponsor a member, or donate what you can to Project ID, Identity Beyond Disability.